I got it. I'm sorry, guys, because I'll make sure I know.
We live?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, guys.
We're live.
Right. Let me turn this down, guys. Welcome. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We are here, of course, in LA because I'm working on Speak. I like when I'm working on Speak and we come to have a little moment to speak because a lot of the things we talk over there is the hot topics, so we want to talk about them right here anyway. So you guys caught me, right? Because my guys, Gene and Nathan, they're on the road. They're on the road, so they have to teach me these things and how to line up and set up so I can chat with you guys. And that's always a challenge. Trust me, it's always a challenge and a struggle because I am so technologically ignorant that it's a shame. I got two assistants that make sure I go and be where I have to be. They do everything. I mean, if I have a doctor's appointment, they're going to fill out everything before I get there. Don't hand me that slate with everything to fill out. I'm just, yeah, it's just too much. But right now, you guys heard the noise when you came on. Of course, the game's on. I think they're tightened down now. Golden State is actually up 20-16. This thing started out funny now. Golden State wins. They're in the playoffs, and they need this game. They don't need to continue to play again because they're a little banged up in their older team. So everybody wants to watch this game. Let me tell you something, my thoughts on this. Because I thought we missed the boat here in talking about this week. That this is a great matchup for a play-in matchup. And I thought they should have played that up more. I would have thought that I would have heard some people talking like when it was Miami and Notre Dame. Almost that Catholic versus convict thing. I'm not saying either one is either one. But in script writing, storytelling, and that's what this art form is. We're telling stories about games. We're sharing our thoughts or analysis about what we see on the field. But in storytelling, man, that makes the story. You got good and bad, or at least perceived good and bad, good and evil, and all of that would have been interesting. I'm surprised they didn't play that up more. Because Steph is the straight-laced, pristine, and very clean guy. And Ja Morant is being made to be the villain, from the gun thing to the top, wanting to be the gangster, and it fits too. It fits because Ja Morant is the more physically gifted. Boom, I mean jumping out the gym, and they play the same position. So he's the more physically gifted, darker guy. Steph is the light, bright, almost white, perfect guy. And he is perfect. I don't care what everybody says. I love him, and he is perfect. And he is incredible. So that played up a great role, great storyline, and I'm surprised they didn't play up. And you remember the mess they had going on before when Klay Thompson was there, and they were talking about Memphis hasn't won anything yet, and this was when Golden State was trying to get back up and win again. So all of that is into this game, and I thought they missed the boat on bringing that out to make sure everybody tuned in, even though everybody's going to tune in because everybody does love Steph, and they want to see Steph. They want to see him do well. They want to see his time end well if it's going to end well. The Magic's beat the Hawks earlier. Orlando has a pretty good team. That's going to be an interesting matchup. But here's the thing: you beat the Hawks. They said, "Great, you're in the playoffs. You get to play the Celtics." So you just delayed the vacation. You're gonna take a vacation, but I see a lot of young things, a lot of young talent on the Magic team. They beat the Grizzlies. The Magic. I see a lot of talent on that Magic team. You know what I mean? And they beat the Bulls. So we'll see. We're gonna see when Heat and the Bulls play tomorrow. Wait a minute, what am I saying? Do we move something here? My notes. Wait a minute, I'm on the wrong note. Let me get back. Cause I'm saying something wrong the wrong way. Okay, I got it. Okay, Magic Beat talks. Right. Now, the score here, I gotta get caught up on the score here, man. Jimmy Buckets just doing some things right now, 30-18 right now. Jimmy Buckets just made it 31-18. Well, that's pretty good how you keeping this score up on here, Nathan. You must be ahead of me in this game. Jimmy already got 10 points. I told y'all he was going to show up in this kind of game. I knew he was going to show up in this kind of game. Man, listen, things we talked about, and we'll keep talking about this. We got an NFL draft in 9 days. NFL draft in 9 days. We talked about this, what the Cowboys need, and when I talk Cowboys personally, but also it's so much developing when we talk the draft. Shedeur Sanders right now. Tomorrow, and I thought the Giants must have heard me talk on Speak on Monday and then picked the phone up and said, listen, Thursday, we've got to work out Shedeur Sanders. Because I want to say this here, guys. And you guys, are you Giant fans? Talk to me on this. Giant fans, talk to me on this. I say this with the number 3 pick. You have to make that. Even if you got any thinking that he is going to be a good NFL quarterback, you gotta take that. You gotta make that. Everybody's talking about players that they got out here, Travis Hunter and Carter and Abdul Carter and all these, and the talent that they are. But I go so far as this, guys, and I'll say this. If the Giants had Carter and Hunter, and they don't get a quarterback, they still got nothing. You see what I mean? That's the difference a quarterback makes. I don't want to hear. What's up, JB? I see you just said what's up. That's the difference a quarterback makes. We've seen teams with great edge rushers and great receivers. Physically gifted, talented guys. But they didn't have a quarterback. And they went nowhere. You're not building your whole history, your whole future, on Russell Wilson after he had the situations he's had. You're not building it on Jameis Winston after the situations that he has had. In the fan base, everybody wants some hope to hook up a Shedeur with the Malik neighbors. That's a whole different thing right there. I don't care what anybody says. Now, if I'm the Giants, I don't mind you playing businessman, but you better make sure you're doing the right kind of business, my man. You understand? So you're running up and saying, okay, we're going to go up and see Shedeur one more time Thursday. And now we know we got that 3rd pick. Maybe we know if past 6, the Raiders will take him. So who's at 5? Who's at 5? Is it the Jaguars? I think it's the Jaguars. I don't have it in front of me. Need to put it up. Put up that draft order. Do you give me the draft order? I think it's give me the draft order, Jay. I think it's the Jaguars. So do you say, okay, maybe we flip with the Jags, pick up some more pieces, and still go back and get Shedeur at that 5th spot before the Raiders pick him up at that 6th spot? I'm okay if you're doing business like that. Hey, man, we have the same birthday, March 5th, God bless. Ted, thanks, man. I appreciate that, man. My eyes are getting better. You know what I mean? When we first started, when my guys were on the road, and they put that little thing up in the corner with you guys' comments, and I was so used to it becoming so big on the screen, I was panicking. Because whenever I see little small things, I get panicky, man. I ain't gonna be able to see that and everything. My eyes can't, but I'm getting better at seeing it. And I gotta stop telling myself I can't see. I gotta try to see sometimes before I tell myself I can't see. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and now I'm worried, guys. So if the Giants are doing smart business, you got to go find your quarterback, and you got to invest in your quarterback. And I don't. Here's the thing: people keep saying, "Well, why don't you with Russell or Jameis? You can use them as a stopgap for a year to what? So okay. So that's great. I'm gonna have some knowledge in the room, some veteran leadership in the room, some wisdom in the room. I gotta have somebody to soak that up. If I'm gonna have these old jokers here now, the only way they can help me for later is I gotta have the young guy in the room so he can soak this up. Or we gonna be right back here next year. That's why you don't pass by the quarterback, especially a quarterback that you know has handled pressure, that has gone through Jackson and handled pressure, gone to Colorado and handled pressure, and still came out on top. And you know, them damn fans in New York are pressure. Y'all know y'all pressure. And how many young quarterbacks come in and get to New York and they fold. They fold. Because that pressure. They fold. That's what I'm saying. Shador won't fold. And you give everybody hope. You give them hope, man. We're going to have this combination, Shador Sanders and Malik Neighbors, for the next 10, 15 years. You give them hope, always fresh, King. Appreciate all the games. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Y'all talking about I'm a fresh little dude here. See, I laid it down. See, it took a while. It took a while to get it right. You know, because I just don't want to let it go. Hey, I don't want to let it go. I want to talk about that Jaylen Ramsey, Mike. You talking about any shot that we get Jaylen Ramsey. You know, I doubt that. I doubt that. You know what I mean? Finger waves. Yeah, he wave laid out. But he little corn roll up, man. Yeah. It laid out. But you gotta sit down for so long, man. That girl's just doing all that. Yeah. I'd rather just let it go. But it plays. It plays. You know what I mean? I want to talk right now. 32-25. Jimmy, boop. Jimmy about to just missed the free throw there. Mike, is that a perm? No, man, ain't no perm in my head. You see what I mean? These just my twisters. And then what happened when it naturally twists up, it twists up in such small little waves that I got to get the girl to come and put them all together so they're not breaking. But then she laid it down. I like that, man. You know what I mean? And you can see I've been in the gym, see, because when I was over in Brazil, and I did that, welcome to Brazil thing. I've been drinking for 3 days, eating for 3 days. I just noticed, okay, I got to get ready for the summer. So that's what that was about. Mike D ain't no James Brown. More like Willie D. What was my boy? You know what I mean? What was my boy's name? What's his name, man? Let me stop, man. Somebody told me the other day, they said when you're getting this age, and I'm an old man now, they liken it to you become, a cool old man is like a silver fox, like yeah, that's how I used to think of James Bond as he got older, Sean Connery dude, yeah, I mean that's a cool older dude, you know what I mean? No, I ain't got no dance move, dog. I ain't got no dance move. Hey, the Sammy Davis, get on out of here. Get on out of here with that, man. I don't know. I got no dance move. Where you going back on Cam? Yeah, and going back on Cam and Mace, man. I miss those guys too. So I want to see. I'm gonna have to reach out, man. I'm going for for the draft or something, see what they're doing. But I'm going to reach out to them. Let them know that my peeps are requiring that we get together and have a conversation because I enjoy chatting with those guys at any time. Now listen, somebody asked me about Jaylen Ramsey. Let me tell you why I say no to the Jaylen Ramsey situation. Jaylen Ramsey, and I asked Nathan them to get me these numbers. He signed a deal. He signed a deal with the Dolphins. 3 years, $72 million. Now, you know, so now the top corner got a 3-year, $90 million deal. That's $30 million a year. Jaylen Ramsey is going to look to get that money adjusted. And I'm sure that he has reached out to the people with the Dolphins, and I guess they've given him permission to go and try to bring in them some resources and get him a trade, trade him. So Dallas getting him, it won't happen. It will not happen. Because Dallas can't get him and Michael Parsons, so people don't stop ringing because, you know, that started popping up everywhere. Man, you try to get the Rams, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. And think about this. If you're going to give your money, that kind of money, you rather give it to Michael Parsons than a Jaylen Ramsey. And I'll tell you why. I'd rather affect the front end than deal on the back end. See, going after the front end, I'm going after one guy. If I can get to that one guy on the front end, all things stop on the back end. Coming out as a cornerback, I can take out one guy. But if I don't get to that guy on the front end, on the back end, when I take out one guy, because I got the top cornerback, they got 3 or 4 other guys out here that can catch the ball. So I can stop the play showing up on the front end. I got to hope the play gets stopped on the back end. I can make sure I involve my top player on the front end, Michael Parsons. The offense gets a chance to choose if I can use my top player in the cornerback in Jaylen Ramsey. That's why the kind of money we talking about spending, all of that kind of money, the $30 million Jaylen, that's to Michael Parsons. It's going to Michael Parsons. So stop. You know what I mean? That ain't going. That can't go nowhere like that, man. But he is one of the best corners still in this league. And I thought, you guys, let me tell you something. They thought in Miami, and I did too. You understand? You can put together an amazingly talented team, but it doesn't make it a championship. And we get crazy about, man, look at the speed. Excuse me. Look at the speed of Waddle. Look at it. Look at H.N. Look at Tyreek Hill. It's the fastest team. Oh, my God. Still doesn't mean anything. Now you got Jaylen Ramsey. What that you got to bring this thing together. And they never had a chance. All that talent to have everybody together. And then, of course, all the situations that have happened with Tua. That's what has kept them back. And Jaylen Ramsey saying, I'm up and out. And somebody will give him some money. But it will not be the Dallas Cowboys. And even what team do you think it has to be a team that's going to be right there in the thick of things. You know, a team that needs to shut down a corner like that. Can Jaylen make someplace like San Francisco work? You know what I mean? Because he's running out of spots to go to because he's not going back to the Rams. You want to be with some place that has a chance to win get you a Super Bowl where they get him again. You know what I mean? So that's going to be interesting to see what happens. Do you believe the draft will prove what kind of season we'll have? Yes, every bit. Every bit. That's exactly what I said on TV today. Let me tell you what he asked. Do you believe this draft will prove the kind of season we'll have? Yes. And as I said to you guys, that 12th pick, he has to be. He has to be. And I did this, guys. I had papers right here. I did this today. I was going through this today. Go through that. The numbers. with the Cowboys and what they've done the last few years. Since we're bringing this up, let me Cleveland, that's my basketball. Why does that everything point over backwards anyway? Let me get here you go. Got him right there. Got him right there. Okay. Let me get this. 2021, Cowboys scored 31.2 points per game. Number one scoring offense. I think that's 12 and 5 year. 2022, Cowboys scored 27.5 points a game. Fourth ranked offense. I think they went to 12 and 5. 2023, Cowboys scored 29.9 points per game. That was ranked first. Now, 2024, they scored 20 points a game. That was 21st in scoring offense. You see what I'm saying? You have to. These three teams in the top four scoring offense went 12 and 5 and gave you a chance in the playoffs. They went 12 and 5 and you got it in the playoffs because they focused on one side of the ball. Remember, we couldn't stop the run defense. That's why I got mad at DeLaw for running his mouth when you were directly right there with the problem. But if you average 29, 27, 31, that goes to about 38 points. About 28 points that they've averaged over those three seasons. The Cowboys last year averaged 20 points. So we're talking about 20.6. We're talking about a touchdown. A touchdown. With a touchdown difference that they got to be better on offense. That's why I said this rookie has to be in the Rookie of the Year conversation because he has to bring this offense 7 more points a game to get back into the mix. That's the reality of it all. Stop telling me about we have to stop the run. The run ain't going to get stopping the run. It's going to help. But when you have so many holes, so many leaks, you can't patch them all up. So what you do is get a bully in one area, and that offense has to be a bully. We need a bully offense that's going to give us 29 points a game, and then tell our defense, let's just try to get a couple of stops. But that has to be what I'm saying. I need a running back. I need a wide receiver. I need somebody that can score points. I don't want to hear these so-called people, experts saying, but they got to learn to stop the run. Touchdowns can stop the run too. If I score 14 points and you notice your time is running out and you don't have any points, you then got to stop running this ball and throw it fast. So, yeah, I want to stop the run, but I want to put points up. Let's stop the run first with that. That's the key. I'm just saying. So that's why. Wait a minute. That's why I keep telling the Cowboys this is how they have to do it. This is how they have to do it. There's no getting around that. That's just the bottom line on how things have to go down. If you want a chance to get right back in the thick of things. Everybody is already talking about, the Cowboys are really going to be third or fourth in the NFC. That sounds great. And you can get in what you want to get in. But the seasons never go like you think they're going. They go like they go. And there's so many things that goes on. When you're starting at one goal line, that's your goal. I used to call it goal line, using football terms. And you got to get to the other goal line. So much goes on in that 100-yard season. You know what I mean? That's all those games. So much goes on, man. And I'm telling you, I do believe Cowboys get the right person 9 days from now. That brings some explosiveness to this offense. Yeah, you'll be right back in the thick of things. That's just how that's going to go. I do want to talk about that too, guys. the WNBA draft. Y'all know I'm so happy to have Paige Buckner over there. Hey, do you have a new lucky shirt for the upcoming season? Oh yeah, let me talk to y'all about that. They asked me about Miami. Did I have a new lucky shirt? And I did go to the spring game Saturday, right? Y'all see, I did a doctorate, got my doctorate at Harvard Christian University Saturday morning. I said I will only be recognized as Doc Irvin now. And then got on a plane and went to Miami to go and spend time with the Hurricanes. Because think about it, this new season, I wanted the guys to know that was a great season we had, but we still build on it. We got to build on it. And it's still important, and that's why I was there. Somebody just asked me something about that. Can I get that back up? Because I wanted I wanted to answer it about that. Because Dak saying, you guys see what Dak said. He feels his best. He's in the best shape of his life. He's strengthening his legs because he wants to make sure that these situations don't happen to him again. What are your thoughts on Overshown and Agent Zero? Dude. Let me tell you something. It's amazing you guys ask about him because I'm telling you right now, that's the one dude that I want to talk about so much. That's the one dude I want to sit here and to talk about. That's really the first dude I want to sit down and interview here on this spot because on my network, on my channel, because I love this dude. I love him. And when I got to thinking about, man, when I saw him, I said, man, you know, and that's the way I compliment him, guys. I'll tell him, I said, man, you belong with us. Like you could have played with us. You could have played with us. That's what I tell my boy Elijah Aurora, my tight end. He brought that back up to me when it was down. He said, "Oh, I appreciate you saying that." He said, "That's the greatest thing anybody ever said to me." And he could have. And it's how you play, and then how you love how you play. You know what I mean? It's the joy in it. And that's what Overshown is, man. He's different, dude. He's different. You don't have to worry about him having any kind of conflict at all with the greatness of Michael Parsons. Because he's that kind of dude. You know what I mean? He's that kind of dude. He's confident in himself. And all he has to do is get on the field. And you're going to see it. That's what they need. I'm telling you. That's exactly what they need. Hello? I'm in the room. I'm in the room. Why? Oh, okay. Yeah, I get you. All right. Do you see Jaylen Daniels? Wait, they said, do you see Jaylen Daniels making progress? Or something they said about Jaylen Daniels. The answer is, yeah, I do. Oh, we showing the linebacker person couldn't be. Wait. That's not true. Come on, man. Overshown was the linebacker. Parson couldn't be. That kind of mess right there. You see, that kind of mess is what these guys have to make sure they don't allow to start jumping in. Because Overshown has that infectious personality, and we know his struggles. So you can attach to people that you see have had some struggles like him. And you see he's overcoming. That's why we all love Paige. I'm going to try to reference that. Paige Buckner. That's why we love her. Because she overcame. And now she over there with the Dallas Wings. And I don't know why I was saying Dallas Sky. I was thinking about Chicago or something. But, boy, I can't wait. I admit this, I've never gone to a Dallas Wings game. But I promise you, I'm gonna be at her first game. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be right there doing that. Yeah, we're gonna hype this up to see her get into Dallas. So I'm excited about that, man. I'm excited about that. Yeah, everybody picking on Parsons, man, right now, and I think that's a lot of jealousy. A lot of it is a lot of jealousy. So I don't think any. And I'm gonna tell you something. When I watch Parsons and Overshown when they're around each other, no, they're real dogs together, and talk about doing great things together. That's what the Cowboys need. That's why I talk about this. That's why I talked about it. It's for them all about what they've decided. They have made this decision to put this head coach in this position, and now they got to answer the bell. You know what I mean? They got to answer to the bell. One thing too, because we've been going back and forth talking about that receiver, and I've always talked about I want a big receiver, like Tutorial McMillan. I don't know Tack McMillan is how I would say it. How now I'm hearing people say it. That's a receiver from Arizona, you know. But people talk about him, and you'll hear them. They'll say, you know, this kid because he's 6'4", he's Mike Evans like, but got great skill, great hands, great skill set, and then they kind of intimate, well, but you know, some people say he really doesn't love the game, really, all of it, you know what I mean? Be throwing that kind of stuff out. It's like, man, then I start worrying because I don't want someone. I want a physical skill set and I want a physical model. I know what I want, but I want more than anything, I want the game to be here. You gotta live it. It has to eat. That's who I need. Is somebody with the game here. Somebody that loves the lifestyle, but loves the game and what that life brings. And he ready to put in the work so he can have the lifestyle he wants from that game. But that's gotta start. Not with some physical skill set, not with some physical size, not with some measurement. It starts with that heart, buddy. I need somebody that loves this game immensely. Golden State pulling away 55-42 right now. And they need it. But you know, you expect to be a run. This is only the second quarter. They're expecting a run. I will expect a run. They're not going to give up right now. Just an 11-point lead, and it's still early in the game. No, man, stop saying that, man. SD Green, that's not true. Micah has his head in the game. It's not about he needs to get his head out the game and get out of the get off the podcast. That's not true, man. You know, I like him being a part of it all. I like him talking his talk. Just make sure they go back it up. And now you got to go find some dogs to make sure they back you up. That's what he has to do. So I'm looking forward to that. You know what I mean? And he is focused on this year. I talked to him today. And I said, you know, because we were talking about him today. So I texted him and hit him up and said, hey, man, how are you going on? What's going on with you? How are you about the negotiation? You know, Micah says he's just waiting his time. He's good. He's waiting his time. But then you guys saw the post from T.J. Watt, threw up the deuces, and I was like, well, wait a minute. So is T.J. Watt saying so low to the Steelers fans because he wants a new deal? His deal will be up next year. This the last year on his deal. He didn't have any guaranteed money. So I was like, is he saying, all right, I'm out of here, the Pittsburgh Steelers fan? Or is he saying to the Roonies, I'm going to need $42 million a year? That too was for the 42. You know what I'm saying? And if that's the case, Michael Parsons going to be doing something like this. I'm going to need, so Jerry got to get this deal done right now. I know my guys are out on the road moving around, so I'm going to get ready to back out. Again, Dak has to stop turning the ball over. But that hasn't been the issue through this whole situation. Dak has had some great seasons where he didn't turn the ball over, and we still didn't get by that hump of the playoffs. So yeah, he has to stop. He has to always not turn the ball over, try not to turn the ball over. But the truth is, you got to show up in the big moments. There's no getting around it. You have to show up in the big moments. In the NFL, That's the one measuring meter that they need, and they don't know how to get. That will tell you more than anything. Find me somebody that knows how to measure the men that will show up in the big moments. Then you'll never miss on your draft choice. That's what the Dallas Cowboys got to do right now. Find somebody to hit in this big moment, because this is a big moment and a big draft in 9 days. All right, guys. I'm gonna go on, tune in and watch playoff Jimmy now. See what goes on. The game's down 9 points right now. 3:28 left in the second quarter. All right. So we'll talk about this. I'll definitely watch this and talk about it tomorrow with you guys. Queen, I appreciate the love right there. You know, appreciate the love. Okay, Dak's the only quarterback that says he lost because of. It says he lost what? What? Dak. That's another thing. Did you see Dak today was telling Michael Parsons just to be patient? And he said if I had any great advice to give him about how to get it done quicker, I would have probably got my deals done quicker. And I said, okay, great. You don't give him any advice, because what he's doing will help get the deal done quicker. Let me tell you why I say that, guys. See, Dak and CD, for that matter, they didn't talk to Jerry during the negotiations. They only let their representative talk to Jerry, because so they didn't want to get wooed in at all. Only the representative. So it makes you feel like you're mad and you're disconnected and you don't want to do anything and you're not coming, and they got their money. Micah is going to be talking to Jerry. And I like that he's talking to Jerry, because Michael is seeing even the picture beyond the football field. Like you said, he had a podcast. If Michael wants to say, maybe I can leave a few dollars on the table to stay with the Dallas Cowboys, because I know my podcast is going to be the hottest podcast. I may lose some on the front end, but I'm going to make it up on the back end. I got big business going here. Every time he opens his mouth as a Dallas Cowboy, his podcast is going to begin all kind of waves. You see what I'm saying? So why am I trying to run away from that if I'm Michael, when I build it up to a situation that we all know about right now? He's going to be the highest paid quarterback, and somebody's going to offer him a couple $100 million for that podcast. You know what I'm saying? And in order for him to keep that couple $100 million floating and going, he has to make sure he receives the right couple $100 million over here, because they tie in. So I'm Michael. I'm talking to Jerry too. I'm gonna make sure that my agent is not doing something crazy to where in the end he has destroyed my master plan of having both sides and not just one. And if he leaves the Cowboys, the podcast ain't quite the same podcast. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? And Jerry will try to use that in the negotiations. And Michael should be using that in the negotiations. That's why you call it a negotiation. But the fact that he's talking to Jerry and giving Jerry the chance to say, oh, yeah, go out here to the media and say, yeah, I had a personal conversation with Michael. We're on the same page, makes it look like he's all in control. He handles it and everything's going well. He'll get that deal. And Jerry will send that little message to the rest of the guys. See, if you're my friend, I'll give you the win. Because it's not like your guy beat my guy. These are businessmen. They get to be billionaires because they like to win in the business fight. The best thing to do and the best way to win with them is to make them fight for you. A lot of times, instead of having somebody fight against him. And Michael Parsons has figured that out. And I think he will get it done just a little bit quicker. Oh, this thing getting 64:51 now. And it's time for me to go and enjoy it. And let my guys get back to watching their concert and doing what they got to do on the road. And guys, I'm going to see you guys Saturday. I get back to that. I think I'm going to be back in Dallas by Saturday. Talking to Nathan and Gene. And I'll see those guys over at the concert. So wait. Gene, and I'll let you guys know tomorrow. We'll post it up tomorrow where it is, just in case y'all want to try to come by. We'll let you guys know. Thanks for joining me here in the locker room. Talking about basketball, talking a little bit about football, but mostly trying to bring in about how it all ties into life. So we're really just trying to help each other walk through this thing we call life. We'll be life in next week. Same bad channel, same bad time. I'll see you guys right here in the locker room. Bring a friend, bring a friend, bring 2 friends, bring 3 friends, bring your friend. God bless my peeps. Next week. God